Welcome, everybody, and turn up your volume so you can hear me. This is Devin. I come here every day to talk about writing. Welcome to Writing Daily, where we talk about how to improve your writing through a variety of ways, whether you're looking to get more exposure, to craft the perfect sentence for your grandmother's note, or to finish your great novel, or whatever it is. We talk about all the different components that it takes up to be a writer as a writer as well as a business. So we cover a lot of different territory things. Today we're going to talk about what I like to call the dreaded guest post. It doesn't have to be dreaded, but that's frequently the case. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but first I wanted to thank you for the many people who wrote to me personally to ask about my cat. For those who don't know, I have like a scrawny kind of unhealthy animal that has been around for a very long time, and she is disappeared. And I don't mean to say that with a smile on my face. I don't. She was part of the family for about 12 years. And I'm not sure where she's gone. I don't think it's far, but all you can do is I keep posting things on like lost animal sites and walking around with flyers and stopping the gardeners and the mailman for see if anybody's seen anything. So that said, thank you. I appreciate your concern. We're gonna keep fighting along. We'll probably start hitting up some shelters, but she does have a chip. So I'm crossing my fingers if anybody finds her and returns her, that she will get home soon. So anyway, thank you for that. And then after this call, I'm actually going to be talking with my publisher today, because I think we've finished the book. I think it's done. I mean, I'll probably eventually hear back from my editor sooner than later, but the book, I think this is the call that the publisher is making to let me know we're good and moving on to the next level. So that's happening in about a half hour. So I'm not going to talk too long, but I did want to talk about this idea of guest posting. If you recognize this card, this was one of the things that I offered yesterday as a suggestion of how do you promote yourself, because there's lots and lots of different ways to do it. We talked about things like social media, which is perhaps one of the most obvious ways to do it. But it used to be a secret. And the secret was this: if I write you a story, hopefully you will link back to my website, or you'll link back to my book on Amazon or wherever. But the point is that you're going to get linked from a quality site that will then eventually kind of direct people to find me. And so a guest post in logic makes a whole lot of sense, but there's some upsides and downsides to it. So this may take a while, but what I want to first do is give you some examples of the kinds of guest posts I receive. And I'm not even kidding. I receive guest posts probably 50, maybe 60 times a week. So here's an example. Dear editor, hope you're having a good day. My name is, and I'm going to leave that blank, blogger and passionate traveler. So that's not so bad. At least we're kind of, they're pointing towards travel. Actually, while surfing the web, I came across your website and thenotraveler.com. As I'm doing a lot of guest posting, I wanted to be a guest contributor on your blog. And if you have a few moments, I would love to pitch you some ideas. It can be a perfect opportunity for me to share my insights with your readers. Let me know your thoughts on the above, and I will send over some title suggestions unless there's a particular topic you would like me to cover on your behalf. I'll be waiting for your response. Have a terrific day. So I would say that this is, on the scale of 1 to 10, about a 7. It's a reasonable letter. But what I probably would come away from, and what I do come away from, is this person has never been to my website. They just did a search and grabbed every single name they could, and everybody got a letter almost exactly like this. And I get a ton of letters. And by the way, when I say a 7, I'm being pretty generous with that thing. The next example I want to give you is, hi, I am, and I'm going to block out the name. I am a new blogger, and I write guest articles on different sites. My articles are 100% original and well-researched. I spend a decent amount of time and energy on each one of them. Therefore, every piece holds an astonishing level of quality and readability. This is very exciting. You can find my one article at the following link to get an idea of my writing. And there is a hyperlink thing. And the following are some topics I am working on right now. And so, Idiot's Guide to Vacation in Italy, the ultimate guide to having the most breathtaking adventure of your entire life, pre-traveling tips to avoid blunders. The old travel blunders article. I am also flexible on writing a topic you suggest, and it goes on, have a nice day. And here's a third example. And by the way, the last article, the last introduction letter I got was probably 4. It's not a great letter. Then I got this one, which is like a 0. It says, hello, period. I am looking to write guest post for you blog, period, no space. Are you accepting guest post for you blog, question mark, regards, spelled with an apostrophe, and then from the person it is coming from. So I would give that one a 0. Oh, Marianne, hey, how are you? I hope you're well. So what ends up happening is that the word is out about guest posts. And basically what it is the allure is that theoretically you will get something in return. I will write an article for you for free, and in return you will link back to some sort of a site of mine. And the only downside is that there are 1 million people that are guest blogging. That's why I get 50 of them a week. I get tons of them, and so people are constantly looking for these free links. So they're constantly throwing them out. But what they're ending up doing is they're sending out the same letter. Everybody's sending out the same letter about, I noticed your site on a Google search, and now I'm very excited about writing for you. And that's fine if it were true. The difference is that as somebody who's received quite literally thousands of handwritten letters from people who are genuinely interested in writing for me, they sound nothing like any of the 3 that I've just read. The 7 that I gave was like, they're trying a little bit at least to write the letter. Like the last one, they're like not even bothering to write any letter whatsoever. So it makes it like just a colossal waste of time to even bother deleting this. Matter of fact, Marianne just writes, as an editor, I love this topic. Yeah, it's absurd. So, but can you then really write a guest post and get it published? Yeah, you absolutely can. But what I think is probably one of the crucial things, there's so many downsides to writing a guest post. It's mind-boggling. But if you are actually looking for links, and truthfully, I will probably have to write some guest posts. But here's what I'm going to ultimately do. When I write a guest post, I'm going to actually pick out very specific individual sites where I probably have developed some kind of a relation with the person who I'm writing the letter to. So it's not a total blind thing. Second off, I'm actually going to tell them specifically what letter that I'm looking to write, or what kind of article I'm looking to write, which is going to be very specific to what I believe their target audience is. And I will attempt to find that before I even bother writing them the letter. Then depending on what their submission guidelines are, I'm going to actually send them the exact article. I'm going to, basically what I'm going to do is whatever it is that they say on their submission guidelines is precisely what I'm going to deliver them, no more. Well, I'm going to try to over deliver wherever possible. But in other words, like if they say write an article between, let's say 1,300 and 1,500 words, I'm shooting for 1,400 words. If it says, format your letter, in such a way, that's precisely what I'm going to do, because that gives myself the best opportunity to have them read it, have them look at it, because, again, I know that I get stuff that doesn't work, and I can tell that within the first sentence. Did I bother looking at these 3 letters and write a detailed response of where they went wrong? No, I just delete them because I can't. If I get 50 of these a week that I absolutely don't need, that means I'm going to have to focus on, I'm going to have less time to focus on the things that actually require my immediate attention. So if you are thinking of doing a guest post, be mindful of the fact that the person who's receiving your request has to deal with your request. And if it's not even in the ballpark, and clearly somebody like that third one, they didn't even try. They say, okay, what's the bare minimum I can do? And then I'm going to give that to some person who has to deal with 300 emails a day. And so am I going to be inspired to write any of these people and try to explain to them things that have already been explained on the submission guidelines? So guest posting can be done, but what it means is you can really kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel and think, well, I can buy a list and I'll send it out to 1,000 people, and certainly the thousands, maybe I'll get 100 replies. That's probably not true at all. Matter of fact, I think it's much more likely that maybe out of 1,000 emails, you've made your name mud to most people, and then maybe somebody who's colossally desperate might respond. But the last letter, I don't think anybody would bother responding. I don't think they're going to be useful. And here's the other thing, that if you're going to be sending out a guest post, you actually have to send out what I would argue be a professionally written article. In other words, you've put forth your best effort, you've spent some time on it, and really what you want to do is guarantee whatever effort that you put forth is going to be a yes. Because that's what I'm going to end up doing eventually. And I have written some guest posts, and I've been published in lots of publications for those. And I didn't say that this at the beginning. My name is Devin Galaudet. I'm the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler. I do have an MFA in creative nonfiction, and I am the author of the forthcoming book, 10,000 Miles with My Dead Father's Ashes. As always, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. I respond to everything, because I'm rooting for you, whether you are a professional writer, a hobbyist, you are finishing your great American novel. Hopefully we're going to keep developing a community, and this writing daily thing is something that I do, so I keep writing daily. We're going to get more into that. Matter of fact, I feel as though that there's more to say on the guest posting, and I think I'm going to do that maybe tomorrow, but maybe I'm going to let it breathe a little bit, because there's so many pitfalls that people fall into when they are writing guest posts. It's just not, it's just not useful. But I think guest posting can be very useful. You just have to focus on really crafting something that's going to be valuable. So anyway, that's what I've got for today. As always, please like this post. It helps. Please join me on devingallaudet.com, where I give free stuff and do some fun things that hopefully you're going to love. And then check in with me often. Thanks so much for being here, and I will look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow.